Hey everybody, Kenny Wisdom here. Welcome back to the finals of this Pokemon trading card game online tournament. Looks like we're going to be going second here and taking a mulligan. And we're taking a mulligan that also reveals what we're playing to our opponent, which is not great. You know, it's pretty obvious when you see a Robo Sub, Strong Energy, and Fighting Stadium. But our opponent's playing an interesting one as well, maybe a Blastoise deck. Interesting. Okay, so our opponent taking two mulligans. We're just going to start with a single Hawlucha. Not too worried about anything else happening. And let's see what happens. Sorry, I didn't mean to say we're starting with a single Hawlucha. I meant to say we are starting with a Hawlucha, and we will draw a card. Articuno, Suicune. Alright. Let's take a look at this Articuno. One of 2013 World Semifinalist James Good favorite cards. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack of this Pokemon, take one more prize card. Interesting. Alright, so we're going to start things off. So I think we want to Corina for Fampy and a Robo Sub. Play the Fampy, play the Robo Sub. Ultra Ball like this to get another Fampy because our opponent is playing Water Pokemon, which Fampy does not like to see. And we're going to end the turn keeping that Hawlucha up. And our opponent evolves into, is it a Marshtomp back there? It is indeed. Mudslap for 30, Endeavor for 40. Okay, not too bad. Opponent plays Tierno. And let's start our turn. So we're going to go ahead and evolve, and then I think I'll just take the Colress for 7. Wow, missing the energy there is pretty bad. I don't particularly want to show Fighting Stadium. Don't think we'll need another Donphan, so don't want to play the Fampy. And we don't see any EXs from our opponents, so don't want to draw the Sigilyph either. So I will just go ahead and ship the turn back. Pretty disappointing there. Draw 7 cards, not hit any energy, not the greatest. And here's a Swampert. Let's see what the trait does. When you attach an energy card from your hand, you can attach another energy card. It has Diving, Search, and Hydro Pump. Alright, so our opponent is certainly getting the best of us here, although they seem to be lacking energy as well. And I think what the plan is next turn, wow, we don't even have a draw supporter. No way to find energy in our current hand. That's one of the reasons why you may want to pair Professor's Letter with Karina. We are running a fine amount of energy, I thought, and as you've seen in the other games, we have energy problems, so definitely don't want to be too results oriented, but this is one of the reasons why people do run the Professor's Letter. It's already a totally reasonable card, and Karina just makes it searchable, so it just makes it that much better. As you see the Professor's Letter there taunting us. Oh, our opponent has 2? That's just greedy. Alright, we did the Versus Seeker. So now we are going to drop this. Actually, because we're going to be... Actually, we're going to Versus Seeker for the end, so that's fine. I was going to say we could play the Robo Sub and discard it from play just to thin our deck out after we Colress, but I think we're actually going to N. Which we could do the same thing, actually, for an N, but I don't think we're too worried about that. Energy. Alright, energy and Donphan. So now we're talking. And I think we're fine to just switch into Hawlucha. It's not doing much against a deck with non-EXs, and it has a free retreat there, and it can take a hit from Suicune, so... Actually, no, it can't, sorry. It will get knocked out. So maybe that was wrong, but I think it's fine. Definitely want to send that Robosub next time, but I don't think giving up a prize is the worst thing in the world. And our opponent had a big hand, but it was mostly energy, so it'll be interesting whether that end was beneficial. Ooh, Pokemon Center lady. Just undoing our whole turn there. I'm going to send up to Halucha just to be safe. Draw for turn is a Wobbuffet. We'll play that. Attach and fine with Colorsing here. I'll evolve the third Donphan. Retreat and attack. And gonna go into that Robosub this time, especially with two more in hand, might as well make our opponent waste their turns. Now we have an interesting call here. We can either attach to the Donphan we're already attaching to and have only one energy drop needed before we can wreck, and also choose to attach the Strong, which will one-hit KO this, or which will KO this Suicune. However, I think what I'm going to do is attach the Strong to one of our other Donphans and wreck with that. That makes it so that our opponent, our energy is divided up a little bit. We still get the knockout. We're still live to draw DCE to be able to wreck next turn, and it diversifies our board a bit, especially versus cards that can one hit knockout, one hit KOS like Swampert can. I think that's where we want to be. The other argument is that you want to build up the big wreck as soon as possible so you can wreck the Swampert, but I think I would rather play it safe in this spot, especially having the DCE and not having used our computer search yet. Blastoise EX. Alright, so we do have to be well aware that Blastoise EX can come out, so glad we have some Sigilyphs in our deck. Let's drop the Robosub. Drop this here. Retreat. Attack and go into the Robosub. Prize is a Phanpy, so not a great draw. Now this next turn, assuming nothing changes, I will just drop this Fighting onto the Donphan with 2 energy already, and just kind of make it so that we only need 1 energy of any type to be able to wreck the following turn. What would be great here is that our opponent ends us, and then we find Lysander DCE, allowing us to wreck up that Swampert, but I think I like where we're at now. We're definitely stabilized. I think we're a little bit ahead, although that Swampert is a big game, and depending on how fast our opponent can find Swamperts, that'll be huge too. But for now, I think that we're doing fine. There's a Marshtomp. And there's the letter. I'm going to go ahead and search out 2 water energy and take advantage of the Swampert's trait. So right now our opponent has 2 water energy. They can attach 2 more for 160. But they are attaching to the Blastoise EX. Alright. Draw Juniper. Let's go ahead and discard this from play. Promote like this. Attach here. I don't really want to end when our opponent has less cards in hand and they have prize cards, and I think I'm fine getting rid of these Robosubs. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit for 40. Although, do we want to send up Wobbuffet? Yeah, maybe we actually want to send up Wobbuffet and cut off the ability on the diving search on the Swampert. Maybe that's better. we're going to try that. There's an attach to the Blastoise. And with 2 retreat, I have to imagine our opponent's just sending up this Articuno to stall, which is fine. I will Versus Seeker for Colress here, though. That I don't mind doing. Let's go ahead and Muscle Band here for fighting Strong Energy here, Muscle Band here. Don't have a way to retreat this Wobbuffet, unfortunately, so I'm going to pass the turn. Next turn, we'll go ahead and Karina for a Floatstone if we need to. And we have one fully built up Donphan ready to go. And our opponent just Mega Evolves. Oh, do the Floatstone. I like it. Do 120 and then 30, 30. Alright. Karina can find us this Phanpy and then also a computer search if it's in our deck. So we can Lysander something later. So we're doing 40, 60, 80. Will only be 60. But I think we have to because we can't open ourselves up to that Donphan. Or sorry, we can't open ourselves up to that Blastoise. Protection Cube. That's fine. Rough Seas. That's mostly fine. Can we knock... So let's see, we have... So 140, 180 would not do it. So let's not bother, I don't think. Let's just retreat like this and spinning turn like this. Take a prize. Found the DCE, so that second Donphan can start wrecking shop. Opponent drawing pretty poorly here with 2 cards in hand and still needs 1 more. Oh no, has the energy for this attack. Okay, so fully built up for this attack. It's also possible something the Robo Sub up there wasn't the best because now our opponent gets to use their ability so they can find a supporter. So maybe that actually might have been a critical mistake. We may have wanted to just send up that Wobbuffet and keep the lock, quote unquote, happening. Right, there's a Sigilyph. That's a big game. So if we go ahead and... So 8, 140. So if we can find... 3 in play. Let's do this. Let's computer search like this. See what's in our deck. We have 1 Fighting Stadium, 2 Fighting Stadium, 3 Fighting Stadium. 1, 2. Oh wait, is it just 2? 2. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is grab this, attach it here. Cards left in our deck is 14. Retreat. and get the KO there. So that was, I mean, again, pretty aggressive of us, but our opponent's just doing nothing, and we now just wiped a bunch of energy off their board. They can respond with a Hydro Pump for just one more energy that will knock us out, but we do have the 2 Strongs on the other Donphan with the DCE. And this is kind of something that is really helpful with the Donphan deck, is that you can just go big. You know, usually what you're doing is you're doing 40 and switching, and you're kind of being tricky, but there's times like that where you can see we're just going big. We're just attaching a bunch of energy to one Pokemon. We're just, doing a lot of damage, and it's definitely, the deck can definitely play 2 roles. And there's the knockout. So we do lose a lot of resources here, but I think we're so ahead that it's unlikely to matter. Drop this. Drop this. Floatstone the Sigilyph. Is there any way to tell if our opponent used their ability last turn? Don't think so. Okay. And then there's 140. Let's go ahead. Oops. Let's go ahead and Rick for the knockout. And this should spell the game. Not sure if our opponent has any way to come back from here. But even if they do, we do the other Donphan and energy in our hand, so we can start getting the combo up again. We do have the Wobbuffet and the Sigilyph. Mew EX, wow, interesting. We're going to go ahead and attach and wreck there for the win. So, again, we, not pretty easy game there. Didn't, we win a tournament ticket even. That's awesome. So, our opponent had some good stuff against us, but we, drew pretty well, had some stuff at the right time, and we're able to end the game with them with 4 prizes left, no board really. Definitely not what I describe as a close game, and so that's the power of Donphan, I think. So, let me know in the comments what deck you want to see next week. Like always, I'll be doing a standard tournament on Mondays and an expanded tournament on Fridays. So post in the comments what you want to see me play next week. The comment with the most likes will be the deck I'll play. Also helpful if you ship a deck list, you can do that on YouTube or Twitter. All those links are in the description. And that's another 3-0 for us, and thank you for watching. Let's see what we got. All right, so this was the tournament with the we just paid with tokens, so we got a bunch of tickets and another trophy. So thanks again for watching.